Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the epic day number 42. Epic because it's the answer to everything. If you ever read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, it's Mr. Techie. Here you go. Short and quick, people.
Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome everybody to day 40-something. Day 42, I believe. Yes, day 42 of the Crypto Challenge. It has been an interesting 24 hours, hasn't it? We had a bit of a weird stream last night. I kind of finished the stream and I was like, did that really just kind of happen? And then today I've had quite a crazy day. But enough about me. Let's start off with the balance for today. We're not expecting anything 992.15 because we are simply sitting there 992.15. We are sitting there like sitting ducks, waiting around. So let's get rid of that. We got that shit out of the way. You guys know the drill now. This is Bitcoin. This is the beloved or very occasionally much hated coin that we have all been eagerly waiting for it to fall down the stairs. And I can definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, tell you that. Let me refresh this. I can actually, without a shadow of a doubt, tell you guys that. Okay, it's not actually here. That it has indeed started to fall down some steps. If we zoom in a little bit and we enlarge it like that, you can see here, there's the first step, fell down. There's the second step. So Bitcoin has fallen down some steps. Now, throughout the day, I was on the Discord server. And if you weren't on the Discord server, then you should be on the Discord server, because I was there in the market updates room, posting updates when things kind of happen or when things kind of become clear. We've got Jerome who just joined us. So we've got today on the stream with us, we have Crypto Romeo, we have Grizz. Jeff unfortunately has some stuff he has to do. And Jerome, welcome Jerome.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm pretty good, and you?
I'm fantastic. Ooh.
Fantastic, awesome.
Yeah, I feel fantastic, bombastic, ecstatically astounded. How Bitcoin can really drain. Anyway, moving on. Let's see. Yes, so I was definitely on the Crypto Challenge server, in the market room, kind of just giving updates with you guys as things happen and as they progress. Now, I didn't actually update my chart for a short while. I can't even remember what time I last updated my chart, but this here was the last trend line that we had. This here was the one that would determine that we actually broke down, and we did break down. And we came down to this trend line here, and we bounced back up. Not exactly bounced. We retraced ever so slightly before continuing the free fall. Okay, and then again we came down to this level here, which I didn't have marked off because I was actually fast asleep. And it came up, we dropped down again, and so far, this is on the 1 hour. Let's go up to the 15-minute and let's have a closer look at what's going on here. This here is the 15-minute. Let me get rid of these just so that they don't confuse people and people think that I'm doing Elliott wave like that and end up going and trolling. No, piss off, please. Thank you. So this here is what we have right now. Essentially, we have touched this trend line here multiple times. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we have touched this trend line 5 times. And it's only on this 5th time here whereby we had some type of a bounce. There were previous levels here where we could have expected a little bit of a bounce, but we didn't. They would come down, it would hit this line like a ton of bricks and then just move sideways and then just slip off the edge. Okay, so here is the first time where we came down and we bounced because we actually went up. There was actually a lot of upwards momentum. I say a lot, it's not a lot technically. We had some upwards momentum. The strange thing was, from this point here, right from this section here, indicators all over the place were saying that yeah, we should be going up from here. So a lot of people in the market bought based upon this, not just upon the indicators. There were a lot of other lines and support lines and Fibonacci lines and Elliott wave lines and I don't know, DMV lines that said that we should be bouncing from here. But instead we dropped by a further 200 and what was it, $280, I think I calculated it, almost $300 actually. We dropped by about $300 further down. So a lot of these people who were up here suddenly panicked, and they probably would have sold around this point here, because suddenly they are at a big loss. So they would have sold here, cutting their losses, watched for it to go down, and then it bounced back up yet again. Oh god, there's a lot of trolls in chat. Okay, we have some trolls in chat. I don't know if anyone here okay, if someone can take care of that, please, that would be very much appreciated. Ban them all! No, I'm kidding. Just yeah, just take it easy. Oh, Grizz saying I don't have YouTube admins. Oh, Grizz doesn't have YouTube admins. Grizz, if you post there, then I will give you YouTube admins. So I may continue. Right, let's see. Yes, I completely forgot what we were talking about. Thank you very much, trolls, and fuck you. Pardon for the swearing and everything, guys. It's reached a level whereby you know, some things just have to be done. So what is the state right now? Yesterday we spoke very lightly and very quickly about the Bollinger Band. And I spoke to you guys about how I had been using it to do my kind of quieter, closer trades. Today I've been using it again, and it has been very good. However, making a trade anywhere along this route was extremely risky, because although Bitcoin could go sideways for, well, okay, maybe not that one, but Bitcoin could go sideways for quite a few hours, and therefore the alts could potentially go up during that time. You didn't actually know exactly when Bitcoin was going to drop. And as you can see, here was quite a long time, here was a long time, and then suddenly here was a lot shorter. So this is okay. So it does seem like somebody wants to troll, and somebody wants to do something. So I will just simply come here, and there we go. Okay, thank you very much. You are welcome to DM me if you are unsatisfied with my ban hammer, sir. Thank you. Right. So what's been happening, and what's going to be happening, and what are we going to do, and how are things going to work out, etc. Right now, the only thing that we can do is we can take things one step at a time, because this was not expected. A lot of people did not actually expect this at all. This bounce here was not expected. They didn't quite do it from any particular lines. However, I went back in history quite far. I'm gonna have to try and do this. Okay, I'm just gonna enlarge this on my screen, and then we can do whatever it is, and then I can shrink it back down. I can show you where I based it off of. I forgot where the thing is. Run window function, window move size, maximize, no, window management, maximize, ignore monitor splits. There we go. Okay, so now this thing covers my whole monitor, so I can't see shit right now, guys. I'm flying blind. I went back in time, okay, and I found this little piggy here. You guys can see it comes all the way over the, oh no, you guys can't see that side of the screen. So you see this little piggy here, where we had this one little tiny spike down. That little piggy came down here to approximately the same level. Okay, so what I then did was that I went in and I just added in the other historic points from here. Okay, because I can't remember what these points were based off. If I do kind of, let's go up to the 4 hour. I do remember that those lines there were based off the Fibonacci from, I can't remember which point it was. And we can drag this one up here. I hope you guys can still see this. Okay, it was not from that point there. Let's move it up to this point. Yeah, this is where I start to wonder and decide, but I can't remember where those points were based from, but they were existed previously on one of my other charts, because they had been a resistance previously and then they became a support, and they were just kind of strung lines at approximately 7,950-ish and 7,550-ish. Other than that, there's a lot of lines right now. Okay, there's a shit ton of lines. There's Elliott wave based lines, there's Fibonacci retracement tool based lines taken from all random points all across the world. You know, various people doing it in various ways. But the interesting thing was that at all of those points where we were expecting it to bounce, it didn't. Even the points where we were expecting it to have a retracement, it didn't. It just dropped dead. It came down to that point, and then it just went zzz. Okay, it looks like I'm gonna have to do this then. We can report to YouTube for hate speech and graphic violence. Trolls swearing in public family friendly stream. Thank you guys, you are now being reported to the YouTube. Okay. And we can come here, report as well, and we can come to this person. Guys, you gotta behave yourselves. I don't have time to deal with this shit. I'm sorry. You want to go and be a baby and go and you know, piss around, then go and do it somewhere else. Okay? I'm sorry. I genuinely don't have time for this shit. Report the user as well. You're actually being you're being reported to YouTube, who will investigate your account. I'm not taking this shit lightly. Thank you. So, if you want to come here and learn something, then you're welcome to come here and learn something. If you want to come here and you just want to piss about, then please get the hell out. There's people here who actually want to learn. All right. 618. So, the 618 level. Let's go down to the 15-minute now, just to make things a little bit clearer. And I believe this one here was our 618 here. So as you guys can see, this is the big level. The 618, a lot of people were expecting at 8,200, a lot of people were expecting it to bounce back up. Okay, and a lot of people bought in, and a lot of people doing leverage trading actually bought in, and this drop here that happened caught out a lot of people. On the Rect bot on the on BitMEX, the one of the leveraging places, you can actually scroll through back to that previous time. I think it was about here, and you can see how many. All of these were around the same time. How many people got liquidated? And sometimes this bot can go for a period of a couple of hours without any liquidations. So when this happens, it's really interesting to see that the market actually moved in a direction opposite to what a lot of people thought. And that is why, guys, that is why I haven't been buying in and doing kind of, you know, and doing any kind of trades or anything on there. Okay. Grizz is saying he got muted. Grizz got muted. Where is Grizz? Grizz F was timed out by Kefir. Ooh, Kefir's coming in tough. Thank you, Kefir, for going through and dealing with this stuff. Let me see. How can I unmute you? No. I can give you. Add you as moderator. There you go. You are now moderator. I don't know whether that bypasses your thing. Guys, if you are on YouTube and you want to genuinely ask a question, please put a capital letter Q, and then I know it's a question. Otherwise, you're welcome to talk amongst yourselves. Just keep it kind of semi-clean and professional, and you know, no bullshit, please. And if you are on the Discord server, then please tag me. You know, you guys know how to tag me. Use the @ symbol and Mr. Techie, and then you will be able to tag me. Right. So this is what the situation is. Okay. Is this actually technically really a strong enough bounce? Well, we can go back in history again. We can go back in history and we can check out the bounce that we had. And yeah, and we can see how things compared. So, should I do side by side? Yeah, let's do a side by side, just so that you guys can see. So this is currently where we're at. Right, and but then we're going to need to get the price scale exactly the same. Let's see here. Scale 12.97. Scale 16.31. No, wanted to go the other way. There we go. Okay, so now we have the same scale. And I'm just going to hide the drawing tools so we can hide them all. All right. And now we can compare side by side the actual descent that we had previously and the actual supposed bounce that we had. I just messed up the scale on this. And go a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So as you guys can see here, we had, it's almost like a set of stairs. Okay. And we generally don't have stairs. We have more diagonals with corrections along the way. Even here, where we were going down hard, we were having good bounces back up at almost every single level. Okay, so we came down hard and we bounced back up. Came down hard, bounced back up. Came down hard, and then we started our free fall. So yeah, this is essentially what has been going on. You can see the difference between the descents. And so far we haven't had even a single bounce, you know, like any of these bounces that we had on the descent so far. What does this tell me? Well, a lot of people out there are expecting 6K. Okay, a lot of people are expecting 6K. Therefore, I believe that a lot of people are sitting there right now and waiting for 6K, and so they are not buying back in on these bounces. When we were here, not a lot of people had the target of 6K. Some people didn't believe it was happening, and some people had a target of 4K or 5K. All right. Yet, along the way down, we kept on having a lot of buying pressure, which was causing these bounces to move back up. Whereas now and today, the people seem to have lost faith, and essentially we're barely even bouncing. So, is this here technically gonna be a bounce? Is this gonna be a start of a bounce or not? To be honest and frank with you guys, to me, that's not enough steam. If we zoom in a little bit, you can see it went up and it went sideways for a bit. Okay? And it's just trying to go back up a little bit more over here. Okay? Just a little bit, but it's so weak. And if we check out the indicators, okay, you can see that down here, the indicators, well, there's a lot more action going on in the indicators. Let me just zoom in to get almost equal sized candles. I think that's about it. Okay. You can see actually that over here, we are significantly lower down in the RSI than when we were at 6K. When we had the 6K drop, we were at a significantly higher RSI. And look at where MACD was. Okay? MACD was down here, it was kind of moving, it was about to cross over. Down here, again, similar position. You know, if we look at this peak here, and we compare it to this peak here, we kind of went down, we crossed over a little bit. But when you adjust this, oh, I need to auto scale. I need to bring that back down to there. So you have the histogram, which is the 0 point. You can see how much lower we actually are. But still people don't have faith. Even though the signs here are significantly better than they were at 6K, this was the 6K drop. People don't have faith. So, what am I saying about all of this? What does all this mean? I genuinely believe we are going to go lower. Okay. I genuinely believe that this isn't a bounce. This is a very small, tiny retracement. Okay. And in fact, if you come over to the 1 hour candles, you can see that it's just kind of very small and tiny. And in fact, I am disregarding this bottom candle here. I am disregarding this drop here. Because when this drop happened, the way that it happened was very, very suspicious. So I'm kind of disregarding it slightly. I'm also noticing a pattern that for every drop, we have a shorter amount of sideways movement. So that one there was a period of 5 hours, 15 minutes. Here, that one's a little bit longer, 5 hours, 15. But then starting from here, then we got smaller and smaller. So could this here just be essentially, I'm not going to use the term trap, but could this be here something that was adjusted to give people a little bit of faith? Or maybe it was suddenly people realized we're not going up at this level, 8,200, where a lot of people were expecting us to go up. And so then they sold expecting, you know, well, we might as well just sell. But then that in turn caused this weird kind of standoff between the bulls and the bears. You know, when you have a look here, in literally the space of the last 2 to 3 hours, again, if you remove this red, we are effectively kind of just balanced. So, I'm going to monitor this, okay? Because is it the bounce we've been waiting for? I don't really think so. It lacks the steam. It lacks the momentum. Even though the indicators are in a better position, even though RSI is significantly lower overall than where it was at the 6K drop, even though MACD is way below the 0 point, again, much lower than where it was at the 6K drop, okay? And still, we have no buy-ins. We had a good level. We came down. We bounced off of a level. No. So for now, I'm not even going to bother trading this. Honestly, there could be an altcoin. Oh, there could be an altcoin that goes up right now 25%. And I will just sit there and smile at it. Because with the way that Bitcoin has been behaving, today it's done the habit of giving people faith. Giving people hope, like, yeah, look guys, I'm stable, I'm chilled, I'm calm, I'm not going anywhere, you know, I'm just gonna move sideways for a whole bunch of time, don't worry about anything, and then just suddenly, so I'm not trusting it, to be honest with you. And you guys are welcome to, you know, if you want to go and make some trades, go and make some trades, but keep one eye on Bitcoin. Because with these movements, you know, it came here and then it dropped here. And a lot of people, including myself, actually believe that that's it. You know, this was just a kind of quick stop and then we were going to continue downwards. To be completely honest, if we did bounce off of 8.2, some people were expecting us to head back up to kind of 8.7 or 9K. But with this kind of steam that Bitcoin has right now, I don't see that happening for a lot longer. There's no steam. There's nothing. You know, you can see it. It's just, it's weak. So yeah, I'm gonna go through questions now, which means I got to scroll up quite a bit in the list. We've got a question here. You should just turn off YouTube chat. No, it's okay. People can just piss off. A lot of deleted messages. Okay. And then a question down here. Can we look at Litecoin? No. Litecoin will be following Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes down, Litecoin will go down. Okay. Oh, someone was not intimidating. Well, maybe pretending to be Demilon. Question about so many things. Question about the 55 EMA, and I missed that question. Let me bring this up on my screen. It's squashed too much. Question about the 55 EMA from yesterday. I'm trying to recreate it in a mobile phone tool I use. What does the 55 represent? 55 represents how many previous data points. So if you're on the 15 minute, it will take the previous 55, i.e. data points, i.e. candles, or a range. Is it actually based on the candles? There's it's a good question. Yeah, you just think of it as data point, but imagine the data point is represented by a candle. So it'll take the previous 55, okay, and base this point here off of the previous 55. Okay, so the previous 55 candles, the calculation between them will generate where this line here should be. I think, it's crazy. Don't you think it's interesting timing that Google banned all crypto ads exactly while this was going on? Not at all. I don't think that has anything to do with this. No, guys, it doesn't have anything to do with this. Number one, they're banning them in June, not right now. Okay. Number two, Google banning crypto ads is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not like, you know, everywhere you look right now there's just crypto-based ads. There's a few. Genuinely, there's a few. There is Bunny Token. There is the Abyss ICO. There is there's 2-3 mining adverts. And that's it. You know, I know a lot of people are saying that this is going to be related due to that, but no, we have been actually waiting for this, and it has been calculated in TA, okay, approximately when this would begin to happen. And the Google news is just, it's okay, it's fine. Honestly, if investors are basing their investment decision in crypto based on whether or not Google will show adverts of crypto, then I don't think that's a, you know, I don't think that's wise investment. They're just banning the marketing, and the reasons is the important stuff. Just like Facebook, the reason is an important thing. It's because there's a lot of scams, there's a lot of things out there, and they don't have the resources to go and set up a whole dedicated crypto advertising division, which goes through and tracks all of these ICOs and tracks whether something is fake and tracks whether whatever it is, you know? So, yeah, I genuinely don't think it had any effect. It's rubbish news. It's not even news. You know, it's genuinely not. It's like saying, oh, the Times magazine is not going to allow crypto adverts. It's advertising. You know, that's all it is. So, yeah. And I'm just going to scroll down because I think it says, look at the date, Facebook banned ads. Look what happened on the chart. Coincidence. It's purely coincidence. Seriously, from a business point of view, okay, as a serious investor, whether or not Google or Amazon or Potato or my favorite magazine or the guy down the street stops advertising crypto doesn't make a difference on whether or not I'm going to be putting money into crypto, because I'm not putting money into crypto based on the fact of whether or not people outside are going to see it on the street. I'm putting money into crypto based on the fact that I see potential within a project. I see potential within a system. Do you see adverts for Ethereum? Do you see adverts for EOS? Do you see adverts for Neo? Do you see adverts for the big coins? No, you see adverts for little tiny new tokens. You see adverts for little tiny systems, you know, that people use to trade. Okay? You see little tiny adverts for scam type systems. So that's that. You know, it's not actually directly going to affect how or whether or not people are going to come into crypto. All the adverts did is kind of just expose crypto a little bit more. And so the non-institutional investor may keep on hearing this crypto. And then suddenly one day they're going to be like, what the hell is this crypto? That's all it would have done. Okay? So genuinely, it's got no effect. In my honest opinion, in my professional opinion, as a tech guy for over 18 years, no effect whatsoever. And if people are selling Bitcoin based on that news, then there's more silly investors than there are smart investors. Because that news, you know, it's nothing really, genuinely. It's nothing. It's not going to affect the market. If nobody in the world advertised crypto, you didn't see a single advert or single anything anywhere, it will still grow. Do you see adverts? Do you see adverts for all the companies on the stock exchange? Do you see adverts for every single little, I don't know, one-man company who's ever become successful and had an IPO? No. So, yeah, I genuinely don't think it's that big of a thing. What will be the bottom in your opinion? I don't know. I'll see when I get there. I don't like to make calls like this. Everyone was screaming 4K, 5K last time. I said I doubt it's going to go below 6K. And the exact words that I used, guys, and I said this multiple times, the exact words that I used were, in kind of smart investing, when an asset still has the same equal amount of potential, but has gone down to 1/3 of its all-time high price in a short amount of time, and there is no news against it, there is nothing major against it, the core of the business is still there and still intact and everything, that there is a wise investment. When it goes down to 1/3. And so when I looked and I said, okay, 18,000, 19,000, 1/3 of that is 6,000, I honestly think that big investors are going to look at that and go, here is an asset that falls into that category. It is 1/3 of the price, okay? And therefore, this is a great investment. And they will buy it just simply based on that little shitty kind of ideology. There's actually a book, I remember reading about this system in a book, and I was like, okay, that sounds crazy. And what did we see? It hit 6K and it bounced up. So we just got to wait and see now. We got to wait and see how it's going to go, okay? I don't believe, personally, I don't believe we're going down to 4K. I don't believe we're going down to 3K, okay? Even 6K might be a bit of a stretch. But I don't know. We'll just see. We'll see where it goes. We'll watch when it bounces. We'll buy in and we'll be happy. If you wait for 6K and 6K never comes, you'll be standing around holding your bags, holding your, you know what, for quite a long time. Okay? So just don't look too far ahead. What is the reason for this big... oh God, I really need to move this. Sorry guys, I need to move this up here, just so that then I can actually read them without having to scroll like crazy. Guys, remember, if you are on YouTube and you want to ask questions, please put a capital letter Q so I don't have to filter through like this. What is the reason for this drop in your opinion? This is a corrective state in the market. A lot of things. There's patterns, okay? There's things related to the time of the year. There's things related to regulations right now as well. And there's things related to institutional investors. It is a combination of stuff. There isn't one single thing, guys. Okay. Let's see. I disagree. Marketing is everything. Crypto is built on hype. Where did all the money come from? Completely disagree, unfortunately. The fact that it went from 1K to 20K in 1 year had nothing to do with advertising. I mean, come on. Not advertising on YouTube, not advertising on Facebook. Do you genuinely think? How many times have you genuinely, okay, Boulder Bomb, I'm going to ask you, unless you have an ad blocker, which I think maybe you do have an ad blocker, but how many times have you seen an advert on YouTube or on Facebook and clicked on it and went, ooh, what is this? What is this crazy thing that's just being mentioned here? What is this strange concept that they're talking about? When was the last time you did that? I don't do it. You know, I genuinely don't do it. So, you know, and I'm a tech guy, and it comes up with the craziest kind of tech adverts for tech that I've never seen before. And I'm interested in that shit, but I don't click on them anyway. I think it's actually a good step. It's a good step to protect stupid advertising for things like BitConnect to come out on these public platforms and to be able to kind of advertise in an unregulated advertising market. You know, if you're in the States, you have your regulation body. Okay, in the UK, you have the, I can't even remember what they're called. They determine what you can and cannot say in an advert. On the internet, that shit don't exist. Exist to a degree, but it's not quite as enforced. So, you know, it's very easy for somebody who is great with marketing, and not just marketing, but great with psychology, to come in and create an advert that can really attract a user and divert them away and get them to invest into something that's actually a scam. So that's what they are protecting. That is essentially what they are protecting. It's not anything against crypto. It's protecting the amount of users the amount of newbie users who don't know what crypto is, but saw this advert for making a shit ton of money, almost guaranteed, perfect, everything's beautiful, and then they've seen hints of it on the news, and they're like, okay, I might as well do this, these guys seem legit, you know, bunny token, I watch a lot of porn, I'm going to invest in it. You know, and then as a result, then they invest in this whatever token or this project, and then it turns out to be a scam. So, you know, there's too many of these scams. And yeah, as Kefa says, to protect them from themselves. But Boulderbomb, I respect your view. I respect your opinion. You know, I'm not saying you are wrong, by all means. At the end of the day, you know, something has happened, and some news came out at a similar time, but I don't believe it's related at all, because we were expecting this drop from 2 weeks ago, but we weren't expecting Google's news from 2 weeks ago. You know, and as a result, it's like, okay, it could be tied in. It may be amplified. Okay, I'll tell you what, Boulderbomb. I'll tell you what, I will agree with you on this. It may have amplified the dissent. Okay? It may have amplified the dissent by a small fraction, but it did not cause the dissent. Okay? And that's one thing we got to be aware of. If we start to believe that something was caused by a reason, then when that reason no longer becomes valid, then we suddenly believe that we're going to go in the opposite direction. And that's a very, very dangerous place to be. If I believe that this here dropped because of Google, if Google were to come out now and clarify and say, guys, actually, we're not going to ban all adverts, we're just going to have a big vetting process, personally, I'm going to be like, holy shit, then that's it, we dropped, let's go back up now. I'm going to buy in with all my money, go to sleep thinking I'm going to wake up tomorrow being happy as a pig in what's the saying? A pig in something. I'm going to buy in, I'm going to expect to be all the way up here tomorrow morning because Google cancelled, or it was fake news by Google, and therefore we're going to go back up. So that is the dangerous trap that you have to make sure that you don't fall into. Because if you believe this is caused for one reason, then you can get trapped very, very easily. And it has happened. It's happened several times. You guys remember when Binance crashed? When the Binance hack shit came out? I can't even remember when that was now. When was Binance? Does anyone remember the date of the Binance hack? To me, time is a fluid concept right now. I have a feeling it was around here. When, sorry?
I cannot recall the exact date. I'm not good with those things.
I can't remember when it was, but yeah, people said it was due to the Binance hack. And yeah, the Binance hack could have encouraged it or pushed something over the edge. But the minute that Binance came out and said it wasn't hacked and provided the proof, then Bitcoin technically should have gone back up. You know, but so that's what you need to do as an investor. You need to keep your mind open to realize that something may have had an effect, but it's not the only effect. As a maximum, any one effect will affect the chart by 10% in my eyes. You know, apart from if we have another McGox, then that's different. But you know, this is. I don't believe this is completely done by Google. I will say maybe it had a 1%, 2% effect. It amplified the descent. That's all. I'm just checking here for questions. Okay. Let's have a look at questions. Predictions for 6 months, 1 year. No predictions. I don't do predictions. Sorry, I don't do predictions. So what do you think caused the enormous increase? The enormous increase last year? That was pure FOMO. That was pure FOMO. Are you happy with your decision to sell everything? Yes, I am. I'm fine, I'm happy with it. Once I've made this decision, I'm happy with it. If I wasn't happy with it, I wouldn't make the decision. Maybe Loopy, maybe you need to go back and check out Mind Week that we did. And then you can get a better idea of how I trade. Once I've closed the trade, I don't look back on it. I don't look back and go, oh no, I should have held longer and then sold and then done this. Oh no. Or, oh, I should have sold earlier. It's okay, it's fine. Well, what happened, happened. Shit happens, that's life. You just wipe your ass and move on. That's what I believe. You know, it's no point in crying over spilt milk. Waiting patiently. Scott offered me free Litecoin. Oh God. So what factors do you think were associated with FOMO? Example, media, friends. Number one will be the investors. Now, okay, I'm not a historian, guys, but I will entertain you. I will entertain you for another few seconds. Guys, if you have any other questions, please load them up in the chat so that then we can cover them. We don't have much more time left on here. In fact, let's go to the one-day chart just to make life a little bit easier. Let's enlarge this. Let's bring that down like that, like here, and then we can come here. Okay, so in my eyes, kind of in my view, looking at the story of Bitcoin from last year, okay, we're going to look from this period here. Because prior to that was really kind of slow growth, okay? So people were like, ooh, yeah, oh wow, man, we're gaining money, wow! You know, 20%, 30% rise over the space of a month. People were happy as it was insane. It came to a certain point, okay, where people realized that the way things are going, let me just enlarge this a bit so I can actually see it a bit more better like this. There we go. It came to a point where people were like, holy shit, we're actually really going up. And as a result, a lot of people put in a lot more money. Now, a lot of people have been in crypto and in Bitcoin for a long time. And they've always shilled it to their friends. They've always been like, yeah, man, you need to get in on this, blah, 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 X, Y, Z. And their friends like, oh man, that's just some digital fake, you know, crap. It's going to collapse one day and this and that. It's not worth anything. But if your friend came to you and suddenly said, dude, my money doubled last month. Look at the chart. You, as someone who has no interest in anything in life apart from going and get drunk down the pub, you would be like, holy shit, double my money? That's double the beer. Okay? You would put in a little bit of money. The more people that start to put in money, the more the demand, and this is basic economics, the more the demand increases on the item, the more the price will increase. And you can almost always, this is a funny thing. So if you get this at almost the perfect amount, okay, so I'm gonna go like that and then zoom back like that. There is, and you know, may he rest in peace, Hawkins would have seen this pattern from a mile away. I'm being kind of genuine here. He would have seen this a mile away. When you have an increase like this, okay, there comes a period where you can no longer accelerate your growth, okay, in anything. This is the laws of physics, it's the laws of economics, it's the laws of the planet, it's the laws of everything. You come to a certain point where you can no longer continue your acceleration and your growth, okay? And that is the point that we reached here. You can see it very clearly. We're going up vertically. If we had maintained this for one more week, we would have probably been up about 30, 40, 50,000 very easily. But you cannot maintain that rate of growth. Now people are going to say, yeah, but Techie, it wasn't that rate of growth. You know, it wasn't like every day we're going up $2,000. No, but you guys are forgetting something, and you're forgetting one of the fundamental things of what this challenge is based on, which is compounding gains. And this here is essentially compounding the gains, compounding the amount of interest there is, you know, in the actual coin, and every day it goes up by a percentage, and then the next day you take the previous amount and you add another percentage onto that, and essentially you keep on going up till you reach your maximum point. That is what happened there. This here, this section here, pure FOMO. Pure FOMO. People wanting to get on the train and realizing that, holy shit, man, you know, this is really going, you know? But not many people actually stop to look at this chart and go, actually, you know what, it is kind of quite high up. Like, what the hell? Like, that's insane. We are going vertically right now. And that is not possible. That cannot happen. Okay? It cannot happen in anything. So, yeah, this here was all friends. When the friends started to tell each other and people started to buy in. And then suddenly, obviously, someone somewhere in some newsroom, one of the researchers is like, oh man, my Bitcoin went up. Talking about random shit with their colleagues. Okay? Obviously, some things on Reddit. And then the media started to pick up on it. And then the people who don't know anyone in crypto went, holy shit, this is taking off. I'm going to start to invest. And then the point here where people are like, oh my God, this is going insane. I'm going to sell my house. And then the point here where people are like, what? And then obviously we had correction there. A little bit back up, correction there. And 1/3 and final climb before we fell. That, in my opinion, is what happened. Genuinely, that, in my opinion, is what happened. That's all it was. It was just pure FOMO. Does Bitcoin, this is the question that I ask, does Bitcoin actually have a usage value of $20,000? I don't believe so. So when it reached that level, it's too fast, then it had to come back down. And it did, and it came back down hard, and it's still coming back down. If you guys draw the trend line from here across to there, you know, you can kind of see how if we had continued on this trend, it's approximately where we touched, around 6K. Okay, which is why a lot of people bought back in at 6K. If you take the trend line from further back here, which is going to require me to squish everything together again. If you take the trend line from here, to there, then that's what you get. So which one of these is true, and what is the actual true value of Bitcoin? The crazy thing about something like Bitcoin, its value is based on one thing and one thing only. It is not based on the technology, okay? It is not based on, you know, it's based on one thing, and that is exactly how much people right now are willing to pay for it, even though it's overpriced. If I said to you guys, I can give you a 1985 Volvo that's really slow, really noisy, the heater doesn't work, the seat is ripped, okay? I can sell you that car for $50,000, or I can give you a 1-year-old BMW or Corvette or whatever it is for $50,000. Which one would you go for? You gotta realize investing in the market isn't just kind of throw your money at something and hope for a good time. You know? This here, to me, personally, this is just my opinion, and everyone can disagree with me if you wish, but this to me here is like the 1985 Volvo. There are other coins out there that are like more recent cars. They're faster, they're smoother, they have less fees, they have more usage cases. But still, because this here was the pioneering one, because this here was the prototype, just like an, you know, Ford Model T, then people are still willing to pay a premium for it. So where's the price going to go? I don't know. I don't look that far forward. What's going to actually happen with all this stuff? I don't know. What indicators do you use? Oh, I use too many indicators. Too many indicators. We'll go through them soon. Right now we're just using the RSI and MACD for the challenge, and also using the Bollinger Bands, which we haven't covered yet, but I think I may have to cover it for you guys soon, just because we're going to be using it a lot more. And Enigma posted that. Thank you very much, Enigma. Based on that analysis, can we deduce that we are in a FOMO bubble and the price will be back down to the point before the FOMO phenomenon? What is the main reason for the price to go up then? No, I don't think we'll come back to the price here. Okay, I genuinely don't. Why? There's a lot more money in the market now. There's a lot more people in the market. Just that fact on its very own would have pushed the price up slightly. But this section here, this was FOMO effect. This was people jumping in for the profits. But right now, when you think of the amount of people who are actively either actively investing in, or they bought some crypto to hold for the longer term and they are not actually traders, or they don't actually care about anything, I would say the price has doubled, the number of people has, I would say it's gone up tenfold, actually, from this point here to where we are now. I would say that we went up tenfold from, not even there, from here. We went up tenfold in the amount of people who purchased or have or look to invest in crypto from here to where we are now. And as a result, just from the sheer extra amount of people, that in itself will push the price up. Okay? When you have more people, but you have less supply, or you have the same supply but more people, the price naturally increases. Again, economics. Okay? So, yeah. We will have to see. We will have to see what the market believes the good price or the right price for this is. And that will be the price that we maintain. And then we will always keep on moving upwards in price, keep on gaining in price as more FOMO kicks in, as more people start to realize, as we start to go up again. You know, it's just going to keep on repeating and repeating and repeating. Oh, sorry. So what is usage value? A question from Loopy Loo. What is the usage value Of what? Of Bitcoin or crypto in general, or what is usage? Well, I'm wondering maybe whether you're just saying that, asking what I mentioned. Well, the usage value. How can the item be used? Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna do this right now. Let me be right back, just because I know I have some secret notes. Just stay with me for 1 second. Okay, I'm just going to open up in Notepad and we can type it there. Notepad. All right. So, how can Bitcoin be used? Okay, what else can Bitcoin be used for? Well, let's just not call this transfer. Let's call this transfer of value. Okay, we're not going to call it money because technically it's not money. You're not transferring money. You're transferring a coin, a Bitcoin. So, okay, this is Bitcoin, right? Does anyone see there being any other usage case for Bitcoin? What else can you use Bitcoin for? All right, someone's saying storage of value. Yeah, technically transfer, storage, come under the same thing. Okay. Scroll my chat down. My chat is down. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Is there any other? Anyone? Okay. So, this coin here has one primary purpose. Technically, it has one purpose. Okay. Greyland saying to get around sanctions. Okay, we can add that. It's technically part of this, away from prying eyes or regulations. Okay, kind of Silk Road shit going on here right now. Okay, so that is Bitcoin's one sole purpose. How much does it cost to send a Bitcoin? What is the fee? I'm going to get the facts that I don't make a mistake, and then somebody comes in and was it this site here? There's one site that always keeps up-to-date information. I think this is it. Yes. Okay. So let's oops, I didn't want to do that. Let's go to, I don't want to zoom in, I want to scroll. Last year. Okay. So we can see here that this cost is average fee in US dollars about 2.5. Okay, how much it used to cost, man? It's $55. So we're saying that around this time, it's around, you can see up in this corner up here. Okay. Yeah, we'll say 2.5. Okay, so let's come up here and we type in cost 2.5. Okay, time. These guys did have, was it these guys? Yes. Median transaction fee, block time. Yeah, we could just do block time, isn't it? And we just use that as just the same basis. Okay. Okay, so block time is, well, we'll say it's always the average of about 10 minutes. Okay, time 10 min per block. I'm just showing you guys now how somebody would actually go through and research this. Okay, transactions per block. Well, actually, we could just go through and just get the maximum transactions per second. I think that might be better. So here, 3.327. We'll just use that number there. 3.327 per sec. Okay. Okay. This here is Bitcoin. All right. And people associate a value of X amount of dollars with having something that has these features. Okay. All right. So let's just go and look at any other one. Okay. Let's go to Ethereum. Okay, and Ethereum is poised as or presented as the possible coin that could replace Bitcoin. Okay, so it has a transfer, storage, or value. Definitely has that. Okay, what else does it have? It has smart contracts. What are smart contracts? They are contracts which are built upon certain conditions. When those conditions are met or fulfilled, then either a transaction or something else may happen based on that contract. If the contract is not filled, the points or the key criteria for that contract is not filled, then the transactions are not sent. The transactions don't have to be financial. The transactions could include data, which is very interesting. Okay. That's not Bitcoin, that's layers above. Okay. I'm just saying, I'm just putting out a point out there. Okay. That's smart contracts. Because it has smart contracts, it has applications that can be built on the network. Okay, correct? And it is also a host network for other systems and platforms. Okay. Believe it or not, a lot of these projects that we all talk about every single day, they're all based on Ethereum. They are built on the Ethereum network. Okay. Three simple ones here, okay? I know it's a complicated subject. I know there's a lot of stuff going on. I know whatever it is, okay? However, looking at it from an objective point of view. How much does it cost to send Ethereum? I'm going to take this price here. Okay. Cost. Okay. Ether transactions per second. This was 20. I'm sure it was raised after this. It went up after this. Okay, well, we could just take this one here. But I'm pretty sure that number is not right. I'm sure it's higher than that. I'm just looking through the description right now. Okay. Okay, so there you go. Yes, guys, I'm just comparing two right now. Okay, we could go through and we can compare all of them. But if people suddenly say this one here is worth $25,000, it's $250,000 for that one feature, for a transaction fee of that much, for a transaction time of that much. Why is this one so cheap? It's either a case of this one here is stupidly cheap, or this one here is way overvalued. Unless, of course, Bitcoin is Apple and Ethereum is Samsung. I don't own a Samsung phone. I'm just making a comparison. Okay? Then you can say, okay, yeah, there is some extra value. This one has an image. It has quality. It has brand recognition. It has warranty, although I don't think their warranty is that amazing. But Bitcoin doesn't have this shit. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. And it is not Apple. And Ethereum is not Samsung. Yes, Bitcoin does. Kefir is correct. Bitcoin does have brand recognition. When people think of cryptocurrencies, they think of Bitcoin. In fact, they think all other cryptocurrencies are a form of Bitcoin. They don't think they're a form of cryptocurrency. So yeah, it does have that going for it. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. This is so when the person asked, I know, see, look, guys, I love to provide long, conclusive answers where I explain everything and not just say to you, no, that's shit. No, 50k, no, 150k, Bitcoin. I'm not like that. Okay. Do I think it's going to reach 100k? I don't. You know, I've seen too many people make insane wild calls based on nothing while still missing out a lot of the main facts. Wise, serious investors, institutional investors, will probably end up investing more into other coins than they would into Bitcoin, because they will look at Bitcoin and its usage and everything and they will say the only thing it's got going for it is that people know the name. But as soon as one major shit happens with the name will become tarnished and people will step away from it. Volkswagen, US scandal. Then that's it. Okay? So they will start to invest into other stuff. But yeah, people will still FOMO into Bitcoin. But anyone who got into Bitcoin here and is now aware of Ethereum, is now aware that there's a whole marketplace of other coins. So are they going to keep all their money in Bitcoin again after it burnt them? I don't think so. Okay, so let's see. I don't think I've missed any questions, guys. I'm starting to see BTC ATMs all over my cities. What are your thoughts on them? You can use them. Techie, can you talk about VPNs in China and how China can't really ban crypto unless they disconnect from the internet completely? Okay, guys. Greyland saying, Techie, can you remind everyone, secure your Cryptopia account with two-factor authentication, 2FA, using the Google Authenticator. They are getting hammered by brute force. Guys, go now, okay? Go now, secure your accounts with 2FA, please, on Cryptopia. You don't want to get burnt. I don't want to hear of anyone getting burnt, guys. Please. We covered this right in the beginning, that you have to activate two-factor authentication. Right in the beginning of the challenge. You should have two-factor authentication on everything. You should have it on your damn fridge. To get into your fridge to snack in the middle of the night, you need to put in two-factor authentication. That's what you need. Alright, go on, please set it up, guys, because apparently they may be getting attacked or something at the moment. Alright, can I talk about VPNs in China and how China can't really ban crypto unless they're disconnected from the internet completely? Okay, maybe you guys need to understand what a VPN is, okay? Now, me being a tech guy, I have had a shit ton of experience in VPNs, setting them up for big companies, connecting up massive offices. I'm going to give you guys the simplified version of what a VPN is, okay? Imagine this. Imagine years ago, okay, you were out, away from home, and you called your mum, or your dad, or your brother, or an old friend. And you're like, hey, how you doing, blah, 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 this and that. And then they're like, oh, by the way, I'm on the other line with so-and-so. Do you want to chat with them? Okay. And then you're like, yeah, sure, hell, why not? Okay. And then they connect the two calls together. And then you can talk to the person, even though you didn't call them and they didn't call you. You are going effectively through this middle person's phone. All right? A VPN works in a similar way. You are at one location and you connect to a central server who then connects you to an internet line somewhere else in the world. What does that mean? That means that everything that you do then on your system, on your network, if you've got a whole network tied up to a VPN, is all going through the internet, through that central place, and comes out the other end. So if you're in the US and you connect to a VPN in Germany, when you go to Google, Google's going to be in German because Google thinks you're in Germany because that's where your internet line is coming out. Okay? That's what a VPN is. All, all big people, all serious people in crypto in China, they all use VPNs. A lot of people who aren't in China use VPNs. Personally, for me, I don't use VPNs. I do on occasion, but I generally don't use VPNs. Okay, so they can put anything they want on the Great Firewall of China. So long as VPNs are still allowed, then that's fine. Will they ever ban VPNs? I don't know. You can't. They can't ban VPNs. A VPN is a core technology. It's a part of the internet. Okay? It's actually a part of internet technology. If they were to ban VPNs in China, then I can tell you right now, half of the businesses in China, their offices would no longer be able to communicate with each other. The factory would be unable to communicate with the head office because they were connected over a VPN so that they can share files between each other. This bank branch can't communicate with their head office, and they can't process any client transactions. ATMs wouldn't be able to function because they are connected over a secure VPN directly from where the ATM is back to the central bank, so that nobody on the internet can intercept the traffic. Okay? So, yeah. Don't worry about it, guys. Don't worry about it. Chill. I'm starting to see BTC ATMs all over. See what thoughts on them? You can use them. They're fine. They're okay. They're expensive. They take like 10%, but meh. It's all right. No shilling Ethereum. Yes, I am shilling Ethereum. If anyone need help 2FA, just DM me on Discord. Ask here. I have vids how to. Thank you very much, Greyland. I use a VPN to watch movies illegally, like everyone should in Germany. First year I was in this country, I had to pay €800 fee for a shitty old movie. Yeah, Germany is very, very strong on. Germany is very, very, very strong on torrenting, and I don't like Netflix because Netflix here is very limited. So instead, I use the Russian Netflix. This here is Russian Netflix. I don't speak Russian. I use this function of Google Chrome. Translate. High quality video and audio. So I use that, and I get a load of movies, and that's how I entertain myself when I'm bored. All right. Martin saying, just finished a project to connect 280 sites. Damn, that's a big project, actually. Whew. Wow, I really hope you had an easy system to set them up with and you weren't using Cisco equipment, because Cisco, yeah, Cisco's good, but it's, I don't know whether they've changed anything over the years, but when I last used Cisco, it was a pain in the ass. All right, is it free? No, it's not free, but it's like $10 for 6 months. So, and they have everything there, but not everything has English. Okay, so, all right then, I think then, guys, I don't really see, which VPN do you use? I actually have a private VPN. I actually have a bunch of servers from these guys, and as a result, if I do ever need a VPN, I just fire up a system which is pre-configured for my stuff. Where's their locations? Yeah. Spaces. Let's see. I usually use London and New York. So they have in Toronto, San Fran, New York, London, Frankfurt. They have, I believe, in Singapore as well. I did a test on the Singapore one before. Yep, Singapore, Bangalore, Netherlands. So because I'm a techie, I literally set up my own server. I have my image saved on there, which has all of my VPN stuff configured in it. I fire up a new server wherever I want to technically connect to, wait for the server to boot, take the IP address, I connect to it using my VPN system over here, do what I need to do, and after it's done, I kill the server and delete it, and it costs me a few cents every time I do that, so that's perfectly fine. That's just a complicated solution because I'm a tech guy. There's a lot of easy systems. You can find a lot of YouTubers shilling various VPN systems. Tunnel Bear, whatever, I don't know, shit like that. All right, that's it, guys. I think that's it. Bitcoin is it's kind of just been, yep, not a bounce. No, senor. This is not a bounce. This is not the bounce we have been waiting for. That is way too much. Look at that. Just sideways. Same side as we had here. I'm going to expect another drop soon, guys. We could potentially just come back down and retest back down here. But again, look at the channel where we are. Okay. So previously, we were getting very close to the edge of the channel. Close to the edge of the channel. Here we didn't get close. So maybe this here potentially might go another few candles. And then we have another step. So this is like the step in your apartment building that has a crack in it. You know, all of these ones are solid steps. This one here has got the hole and the crack in it where the mouse likes to jump in. You know, so yeah, this is, I'm expecting another few steps at least. All right, guys, that's it. Question, what do you use a VPN for? What do I use it for, or what do people use it for? Maybe Greyland can explain it. He's quite a great tech guy. And then, yeah. Okay. I don't think, Jerome, Grizz, have either of you guys made any trades today?
Nothing. Like always. I'm waiting.
Yeah, we're all waiting. It's okay. You know what? It's fun to wait sometimes.
Waiting.
Yeah, we're just all waiting for Bitcoin right now, and
Yep.
it's shit. But let's see what happens. You know. Okay. All right, guys. So that's going to be it for the stream today. We're 20 minutes over. I do apologize for that. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow. We will be back tomorrow at the same time, 7 p.m. GMT, midnight CET. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. And I will be on the server. If you guys need anything or you want anything, just tag me, and we will catch up there. Take care, and good night. Well, it's been one of those nights now where no one else said. Okay, I'll say good night for everyone else. Good night on behalf of Grizz. Good night on behalf of Jerome. Good night on behalf of everyone. Take care, guys.
Can you